Okay, so please don't disturb me anymore. Hello, guys. Good day. Uh, welcome to another episode of System Analysis and Design. So today we're going to discuss project initiation and how projects will get started. So last time we have discussed the vital roles of a system analyst, and then of course we also have discussed the SDLC, or the software development life cycle. So we have four cycles. So we have the planning, analysis, design, and implementation. Okay, so today we're going to discuss project initiation. And this is a part of the planning. The first part, which is the planning. Therefore, how do they begin? Like, paano ba nagka, how do projects exist? Like, how could someone can think of a project? Is it feasible? Is it possible? And all those. Where do they get the budget? Where do they get the sponsors and all that stuff? Anyway, so of course, where do project ideas come from? So a project is identified when someone in the organization identifies a business need to build a system. They need to first to fulfill the business need of the system. So example of a business need, example of business needs include supporting a new marketing campaign, reaching out for a new type of customer, or improving interactions with suppliers. So sometimes needs arise for some kind of pain within the organization, such as drop in market share, poor customer service levels, unacceptable product defect rates, or increased competitions. So new business initiatives and strategies may be created, and a system to support them is required, or a merger or acquisition may require systems to be integrated. So let's just say, let's just have a example. Uh, Say you have a restaurant, and because of the pandemic, of course, sales went down, especially when people cannot go into your restaurant to dine in. So therefore, you decided to create a system or a mobile application for the people to directly order to you and then have it delivered to them to their doorstep. So maybe that's a bit of a gastos or expense, but you believe that the ROI will be, or the return of investment will be good, and especially in order to cater more, and especially when you're the only restaurant in your town or in your province who does that, that can be a good impact to your customers. Okay. So business needs also can surface when the organization identifies unique and competitive ways of using IT. Many organizations keep an eye on emerging technology, which is technology that is still being developed and not yet viable for widespread business use. So sometimes there are lots of companies, or maybe there are companies that are futuristic in a way, so they want to utilize a new technology. Just for example, some stores or some businesses already accept crypto as the way of payment, so therefore that can also be one way to integrate a new technology. So this is the blockchain technology, to integrate the technology in your business model. One example also is if your company start abreast of technological advances such as cloud computing, RFID, or web, they can develop business strategies that leverage the capabilities of these technologies and introduce them to the marketplace as a first mover. Ideally, companies can take advantage of these first mover positions by making money and continuing to innovate what competitors trail behind. This is what we call like trendsetters. So companies that are trendsetters sometimes have this big edge when it comes to competition. So for example, in our province, there are like uh, I think because we live in the province, like kasi like you have that feeling of uh doubt, or like food. You know what food is? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. People here are hesitant to upgrade or have those changes that are required, or not maybe required, that are available for them. So take example our university, SMU. They're really hesitant in using LMS. Remember, guys, when we were still having our face to face classes, we use our we use our different LMS like Edmodo, especially in our class. Edmodo, maybe on Sir Roger's class, use Neo LMS, and all other LMS that are available. You have Google Classroom and other stuff like that. But the need arises, and then the school is suddenly required to create this, what they call this, their own LMS out of, so the school brought out all its resources and made the LMS that we have now. The CICT encountered a lot of things doing that, because of course you need to pay for the cloud, you need to pay for developers and additional developers. I think they outsource the main project and then let the CICT just help uh, maintain it and implement it. So those are the things that they didn't expect to happen. So that's like a fix up point of pain in the university, where they are really doubtful. Are you really doubtful with the technology, or are they're really doubtful in where the money is going? I remember Ma'am Essel once saying that remember when the LMS first went out, and then when we had like the examinations and everyone was using it, it continues to go down or bug down. And Mom Essel was like, they won't believe her, the admin won't believe her, because of the, Mom Essel said that they need to expand the cloud or other stuff like that. Kasi nga daw, magastos, ganyan. Bakit mo kailangan ng ganyan kalaking pera? Ano, para saan ba yan? Because, boomers, they don't understand. They don't understand where, yeah, so stuff like that. They don't understand what's happening with the technology. So if you are a trendsetter, as said, since SMU like started creating their own LMS, schools here also created, outsourced their LMS from the others. If you have friends from PLT, you should actually check out their Borderless. I think that's the name, or Blackboard. I know that's not Blackboard. I think it's Borderless. Blackboard is Mapua. For PLT, you should check out their Borderless. It's amazing. It's kind of better than us, but yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, for the sake of the students naman. Okay, so, and then, maybe also it outgrowth of, it is used, the business it is used to outgrowth of a business process management. So today, many new information system projects grows out of the business process management initiatives. So BPM is a methodology used to, ayan, so BPM, Business Process Management, it is a methodology used by organizations to continuously improve end-to-end business processes. So business process management can be applied to internal organizational processing, and to processes spanning multiple business partners. So by studying and improving their underlying business processes, organizations can help achieve several important benefits, including, so we're going to enhance process agility. So what does this mean? So this gives the organization the ability to adapt more rapidly and effectively to a changing business environment. Next is we have to improve process alignment with industry's best practices, and of course increase process efficiencies as costs are identified and eliminated from process workflows. So as you can see, business process management is really important when it comes to system development. Okay. So BPM generally follows a continuous cycle of systematically creating, assessing, and altering business processes. So hindi siya basta-basta. Business analysts with their in-depth business knowledge play a particular important role in business process management by... Okay. So we're going to define and map. Oh, uh, shit, wait lang. Anyway, okay, so continuing this crazy motherfucking bitch. Joke lang. So BPM, it follows a four-step continuous cycle. So you have to define and map the steps in a business process, creating ways to improve on steps in the process that adds value, and you're going to find ways to eliminate or consolidate steps in the process that don't add value, and create or adjust electronic workflows to match the improved process maps. So the last step, basically this one, is particularly relevant to our discussion, of course, since the need for information system projects is frequently identified in this one. Of course, if you're going to integrate information technology in your businesses or in business process management, am I right? Ah, yeah. So in business daming term, sorry. Business process management. So you need to, adjust electronic workflows. You should include electronic workflows to match the improved process maps. So you're not just going to adapt the current business roles inside the company, but you're going to upgrade it and add the electronic part or workflow or any integrated new technologies in the business development in the business the new rather in the new business role. Okay, so the first one is what we call the business process automations. So the automation of business processes, it's the foundation of many information technology systems. So in these situations, technology components are used to complement or substitute for manual information management processes with the intent of gaining cost efficiencies. So you're going to create or adjust electronic workflows to match the improved process maps. Di ba? Yan yung sinabi natin the last part. The last slide rather. Okay, so for business process automation, basically these are the first the target of businesses. Why do they need information systems? They want something to be automated, just like let we say payroll or inventory. They are tired of using record books or Bundy. The hell is that? DTR for HR management, that's for attendance checking, time in, time out, and all of those. So they want it to be automated. That's why they consult information systems. Ayan. So information technology systems, information system, whatever. Okay. So next is we have the business process improvement. So BPM practitioners recognize, however, that it is not always advisable to just pave the cow path. So by simply adding automation to speed up existing processes. So in many situations, business process improvement, so this one right here, results from studying the business processes, creating new, redesigned processes to improve the process workflow and or utilizing new technologies enabling new process structures. Ayan. So you're going to study the business process and then you're going to create new redesigned process to improve the process workflow and utilize new technologies enabling new process structures. So let's take the SMU gate for example. Business process automation is in there. Instead of just using the guards to check on your IDs, to check if you're really a student of St. Mary's University, they created the turnstile in order for students to tap their IDs, which is powered by RFID. Am I right? RFID, right? Yeah. RFID. And to show your information on the screen if you're a student or not of the university. So that is a part of the business process automation. So if you're going to have the business process improvement, what are the things that we can integrate to the current business model? So yung current business model natin is yung school, tinatap ng students, yung ano. So maybe for the first thing, 'di ba? Before, if you yeah, your your third year, so and online pa. Anyway, when the turnstile started, the change to turnstile started. I was I was fourth year college, I think, or third year college. It just shows. Yeah, we're third years, second years. No, we're second years because or third year, something like that. Because we still have PE that time. I think we're second years, okay. So yeah, the turnstile before just shows your information like wapakels, ganyan ganyan. You just tap and it shows you ganyan, shows your face, or you're a student, what your courses and all enrolled or not. That's the only thing that it does. And then I remembered in our class, we were with Sir Erwin Calata before. You haven't met him, but hopefully you will hear a lot of things about him through me because of this subject. Anyway, so Sir Erwin, he's our teacher with what subject is that? I think it's OOP, a second year. Yeah, it's OOP. And then we were having our class, and then two of my classmates are wearing their PE uniform. So these two, then Sir Erwin got mad, like really crazy mad. No, no, no. Pero he was like ranting na, why are you wearing your PE uniform? Is it your PE class? Are you in an international class? Ganun. Kasi yung magpinsan, their cousins, those two, though their uniform has not been dried. So, so ayun, kaya they have to wear their PE in order to go to school, of course. Pero, ayun, so, all smooth sa guard, ganyan. Kasi there are rules before that you cannot wear your PE unless it's your PE class. So, anyway, so everything was smooth. The day was running smooth until it's Sir Erwin's class. So yun, sinita nga niya na, ano is it your PE? Ganyan, ganyan. How did you enter the campus? You don't have your PE subject. Ganyan, ganyan. Because well, the whole class is in uniform and then those two are in their PE. Ayun, so he stormed out of our class. This is so... he stormed out of our class and then he said, I need to do something. It's in that mindset. Like, I need to do something. And then he was like, then he really stormed out. He dismissed us and all those stuff. And then when the next day came, like at 7:30, all of the MIS people are in the turnstiles. We were at gate 3 that time. They were updating the system. They said that, oh, the system has been updated. Ganyan. Sir Erwin put some updates late at night, he said. He was actually deprived. He was actually being fueled by his anger that time at our class. So when you're going to tap your ID, it shows if it's your PE day or not. And we were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. That's like a crazy update to have because of that anger. And I think until now, I still have that picture. Anyway, so sorry about that. Sorry for it became to our class anyway. Okay, so back to the discussion. Okay, so yeah. So there are times also that the business would need re-engineering. Okay, so ayan. So projects with the goal of business process improvement makes moderate changes to the organization's operations and it can improve efficiently and improve effectiveness. These types of projects involves more risk than business project process than business process automation projects since more significant changes are made to the organization's operations. So BPM may also reveal the need for the complete revamping of the organization's business processes. Hence, it's the business process reengineering. So also known as BPR. So BPR means changing the fundamental way in which organization operates. It's like obliterating the current way of doing business and making major changes to take advantage of new ideas and new technology. So as you might expect, BPR projects involve substantial risk due to significant organizational and operational changes that can result. To top management, support and careful management are critical in this fairly rare type of projects. So, other times talaga nga na you would propose to change overall the flow of the system or the business model of the main business models are going to overhaul everything. So yeah, uh that's a that's a bold move to do or to propose. So you need to talk to the top management. Like they would, especially if they're boomers, like, bakit anong mali? Ayan. But you're dealing with boomers. Like boomers are like crazy. I don't want to deal with them or work with them. Anyway, next. So before that, so both IT people or and business people should work closely together to find ways for technology to support business needs. In this way, organizations can leverage the exciting the exciting technologies available while ensuring that the project are based upon real business objectives such as increasing sale, improving customer service, and decreasing of operating expenses. Ultimately, IS needs to affect the organization's bottom line. So basically, guys, you need to have it like harmoniously. You work with the if you were the system analyst, you should work with the business people harmoniously and you should have like one goal. You know, the focus sa goal, iwan pamilya, ganon. Char. Ayun, so make sure that there will be no conflicts with your clients or with your clients and of course your people sa IT. Like you make sure that you are in a common goal. Dapat na yun nga, nasa iisang goal lang kayo, focus lang. Baka meron kasing isa na nagba-backslash na iba pala yung gusto nyo mangyari and then meron din kayong client na super fickle-minded. Like, ay, nakita ko dun sa kabila. I saw dun sa kabila. Kabila. Oh my God. And then they're using RFIDs. Like, can we integrate RFIDs also? Ganun na hindi naman related. It's not even related to your business, madam. Shush, ganon. Anyway, ba't ako gumigilid? Realize ko din. Nakakantok yung music na pinili ko. Anyway, so when a strong business need for an information system to be recognized, is recognized often as a result of a PPM, wala ka pa ring projects yan. You still don't have your projects. So a person who has an interest in the system's success typically steps forward. They call this person the project sponsor. Ta-ta-da! So often, the project sponsor develops the initial vision of the new system. So the project sponsor works throughout the SDLC to make sure that the project is moving to the right direction from the perspective of the business and serve as a primary point of contact for the project. There- I'm sleepy. Anyway, usually the sponsor of the project is from a business area a function such as marketing, accounting, or finance. However, members of the IT area can also sponsor or co-sponsor a project. The strong business leads to a person group stepping up as project sponsor. They will be the driving force behind the project, specifies overall business requirement, determines business value, and formally requests a project via the system request. Madam, ano po yung system request? Aguray ka. Ito na i-discuss natin. So the size and scope of the project often determines what the kind of sponsor who is involved. So they can be like, basically project sponsors, silang direct client mo. And of course, they will provide the money and what needs with the God. Anyway, so yeah, a small departmental system might be sponsored by a single manager. However, a large organizational initiative might be sponsored by the entire senior management team or even the CEO. If a project is primarily technical in nature, the sponsorship from the IT department is appropriate. So when projects have great importance to the business yet are technically complex, so these are the joint sponsorship by the business and the IT functions may be necessary. So the business needs drives the business need drives the high level business requirements for the system. So the business requirement describes the reason for developing the system and outline the benefits it will provide organizations. So these requirements needs to be explained at the high level so that the approval committee and ultimately the project team understands what the business expects from the final product. So business requirements summarize the features and capabilities of the information system. It will also help to include such the ability to collect customer orders online or the ability for suppliers to receive inventory information as orders are placed and sales are made. Ayan. So for the project sponsor, it has the insights needed to yeah, to determine the business value that will be gained from the system. So there are two kinds of business value. So these are the tangible value and then we also have the intangible value. So the tangible value can be quantified and measured easily like maybe money, yeah, money most probably. And then the intangible value results from intuitive intuitive belief that the system provides like hard to measure ganyan maybe improve customer relations, customer service or better competitive position like oh because of this system tumaas yung reviews natin sa Yelp. May Yelp ba sa Pinas? Anyway, so yon. So once the project sponsor identified the project that meets an important business need and he or she can identify the business requirements and business value of the system, it is time to formally initiate the project and therefore you need a system request. Para akong DJ Potek. Yung nagkakat yun, tinatamad na ako. Anyway, a system request. A system request is a document that describes the business relations for building a system and the value of the system is expected to provide. So the project sponsor usually completes this form as part of a formal system project selection process within the organization. So these are on your client side. This is done by the client or your system sponsor. Ano yun? Project sponsor. So it has 5 elements. The project sponsor, business need, business requirement, business value, and special issue. Ayan. So the system request will describe a business reason for project. It will define system expected value, force the sponsor to formalize his or idea, provides a framework for collecting initial project information, standardized information, and yeah, it will list project's key elements. So these are the 5 elements of system request. So you have the project sponsor right here. It will, then we have the business need, business requirement, business value, and special issue or constraint. So you have, oh my God, my camera is pasalsali, I think. Yep, move tayo dito. Pak! Ah, okay, so, yeah. So you have the project sponsor right here. So this will the person initiates. Example, you have the, yeah, like that. Then what is the business need? So the business related reason for initiating the system. Business requirement. You can pause this video, in order to read those. Anyway. So the sponsor describes the person who will what? what the, who will serve as the primary contact. Ayan, for the project. And the business need presents the reason prompting the project. So the business requirement right here is of the project refers to the business capabilities that the system will need to have. And then you have the special, oh wait, business value describes the benefit of the organization. Should expect from the project. So you have the special issues right here are included in the document as a catch-all category for other information that should be considering in assessing the project. So you have here example, you can pause it to read it. Okay. Okay, so let's have this company right here. Okay. So this is a system requirement for Tune Source music download system. So Tunes, okay, let's just use this. For this example, we will illustrate the creation of the system request of the Tune Source. Tune Source is a company headquarters in Southern California. Tune Source is the brainchild of three entrepreneurs with ties with the music industry, John Margolis. Oh, wala silang name dyan. Okay. Megan Taylor and Phil Cooper. Originally, John and Phil partnered to open a Megan soon invited to done. Okay, okay. So may background of the company. So John, Megan, and Phil, like many others in the music industry, watched with alarm of the rise of music sharing website like Napster. Anong panahon to, te? As music consumers share digital audio files without paying for them, denying artists and record labels royalties associated with sales. So once the legal battle over copyright infringement was resolved and Napster was shut down, the partners set about establishing agreements with a variety of industry partners in order to offer a legitimate digital music download resource for customers in their market niche. So Phil has asked Carly Edwards, a rising star in TuneSource marketing department, to spearhead the digital music download project. So TuneSource currently has a website that enables customers to search for and purchase CDs. The site was initially developed by an internet consulting firm and is hosted by a prominent local internet service provider in LA. The IT department at TuneSource has become experienced with internet technology as it has worked with ISP to maintain the website. So the system request right here at TuneSource, new IT projects are reviewed and approved by a project steering committee that meets quarterly. The committee has representatives from IT as well and from major areas of the business. Carly's first step was to prepare a system request for the committee. Ayan, ito na nga po yung ating system request. So the project sponsor is Carly, and the business needs are to increase increase sales. Increase sales and provide the music download capability demanded by a very competitive marketplace. So notice that the need does not focus on the technology associated with the project. The emphasis is on the business aspect, increasing sales and maintaining a competitive position in the company's market. So yun talaga yung target. So in the system request, The project sponsor focuses on describing his or her vision on the business requirement at a very high level. So Carly has expressed a clear vision how this system will affect tune source to sales of individual asan na yun? Ayan. To. Sales of individual music downloads, revenue from customer subscription, sales from cross-selling of CDs, and sale of music download gift cards. So Carly acknowledged customer demand for the capability and also recognized the need to respond to this demand in order to retain the business on its loyal customer base. So here you have the estimate of the tangible values were very difficult to develop since this venture is a completely new to tune source. To prepare for this, Carly have several of her staff members to conduct both an in-store customer survey and an online customer survey to assess the customer's interest in individual music downloads, subscription programs, and gift cards. The survey also attempts to gauge the customer's price sensitivity from their offerings. As you can see here, this is a business value, so we expect the tune source to increase sales. Ayan. I'll be attaching this ano na lang, part of the module. Okay. Okay, so here's the estimated business value. Ayan. So we're going to identify the sources, increase sales, so how estimate. So these are like their sale projection. This was based with their survey. Yeah, survey. Tama. Okay. So, and then after analyzing every results, Carly and her staff were confident that the sale projections and probability estimates were as accurate as they could make them in this early in the project. So yeah. So Carly Edwards presented the system request from the digital music download project to the Tune Source Project Steering Committee at its next meeting. So response to the request was uniformly positive, and the strong interest in the project by John, Megan, and Phil, the company's top executives, helped to spur the committee's rapid approval of the project. So following approval of the system request, Jason Wells, assistant senior system analyst in the IT department, was assigned to work with Carly to develop a preliminary feasibility analysis of the project. So feasibility, next part of our discussion is a feasibility analysis. And we will discuss this next time because I'm tired. Char. No, I want my face here before I leave. Ayan, na-joke lang. So we're going to have the feasibility analysis next meeting. Ayan, 30 minutes na rin. Hindi ko na sanay mag-lecture. Okay, bye-bye!